Alright, well, good morning everyone. Um, work on the next part of this whole little car thing. So, yeah. So, there's the motor and tranny from the Mercury Milan. Here's the motor that it's replacing. I'm still using that transmission, but so yeah, it's going to be going in a Ford Escape. So, I already started. My dad helped me quick get the hood tied up so it's out of my way. This has got steel wheels, so it makes it easy to get to your axle nuts. I already got this one cracked loose. And then I gotta do the other side and then pull these front wheels off. Gotta pull the nose off here, front bumper assembly. And this has got the cable actuated throttle and cruise control. I'm gonna have to pull, might just pull the throttle body off down here. Depending on how easy it's to get to, I'll have to pull that off so the motor will clear. Airbox, battery tray, yeah, pretty much the same stuff I did on the car. It's just a little, some of it's orientated a little differently in this. So yeah, guess I'm just gonna start putzing away on it. Alright, so we're working on this thing here. Got the tires off, got the axle nuts loose. So yeah, it's up on the jack stands now, and finished taking the front bumper cover off, which is basically a bunch of 10mm bolts and then these goofy these things that Phillips had was a push lock. And these ones actually work decent because I think the screw in the center is aluminum. At least so far it seems like it is. So they actually work mostly. But yeah, so I got the bumper cover off and I see this. This thing's been in a light front end oopsie, it looks like. It's not bad. It didn't look like it really damaged anything besides pushing this back. But that would actually explain this. There's a crack in the front bumper cover. Oh, and right there, little divot. That would kind of explain that actually. So yeah, sometimes the little things you find when you're taking a car apart. But yeah. Oh, look at that! I just saw something over here. You see this? That's all taped up. And this one's all taped up. This car has fog lights. Because those are down on those corners. So maybe I'll have to go see about getting a bump cover with fog lights. Why not? So yeah, so I'm gonna work on start draining some fluids out. I'm gonna just drain the transmission so it doesn't puke all over. Drain the oil. Gotta drain coolant. Then pick away at pulling air box and battery tray and those things out. So yeah. All right. So here's a little progress update since the last time I turned the camera on here. Power steering pump's now sitting there. So I hopefully should be able to sneak away without having to disconnect a bunch of the hoses. I know, I'm lazy. I got the exhaust is disconnected down at the flange there at the bottom. I have the shift cable is sitting up here now. The throttle cable is up here now. I have the cruise control little box from over there, and the cable is in the back of the Escape here. Oh, let's see, airbox and battery tray are out of here. That's what the other thing was. We got this. Got this axle out. So these are kind of the nicer style to work on. So it's kind of similar to what you'll find on UTVs and ATVs, which you got a bolt that goes through and locks it in there. And it's just a slip fit, and then the bolt clamps it down. So these are a little crusty, so they came apart a little more difficult than normal, but they're still honestly in a way easier than the traditional tapered. So got that out, got the axle out. Yeah, just picking away at it. Gotta make sure I take this tranny line, undo that. Let's see. Yeah, just picking away. I got this side. I have the bolt out for that. There it is. Bolt out. I sprayed it down with some PB Blaster, try to get it loosened up. I got the on this, there's two nuts. There's kind of like a carrier bearing in this shaft for the passenger side. It's got 2 nuts on a flange, so I got those 2 out, so that's loose now. It's loose from the transmission side. I can get it to wiggle. So yeah, that'll come out pretty easily. So all I gotta do is, once you get these out, you can disconnect the steering shaft, but you don't necessarily have to. But you get the axle to push through, so you get a big dead blow like that, a big rubber hammer, and slam that in to get it to loosen up. And it should, once you get it cracked loose, it should slide freely. Then you can get it to slide back out, and you can pull this out and finagle it out of there. It's still kind of a pain, but they're manageable. Trying to think here. I got a ground wire right there I gotta disconnect. I'm gonna take and see if I can let the AC compressor just hang down under, so it's hopefully out of the way. Yeah, the goal is, because I think the way this motor, I pulled the other one out through the top. I think I'm gonna try to go through the bottom with this one, just because the main thing is this stupid brake line here that I don't want to have to fight with. And this gap from the front edge here to there is actually smaller. So, I mean, I guess if I take the exhaust off, I could probably still sneak it up to the top. But I'd have to take these off, take that engine mount out like I did on the other one again. I guess it could really go either way, but I think I might try going out through the bottom. Which, you never know. By the time I talk to you again here, I may have already changed my mind again. Because I may just take this crash bar, this upper support out, or lean it forward, and then, I don't know. We'll see what looks like it's going to work best. But I think I might take and try to drop it out the bottom and just jack the whole car up high. Because I think on my little rolly cart that the good motor's sitting on, I'll need roughly 33 inches of clearance, which I should be able to get. So we'll see what I do. But I guess I'm just going to keep picking away. Maybe my other camera should hopefully be charged up so I can get some time lapse of working on it. That's the reason I don't have any up until this point, is because it was dead. So yeah. Alright everyone, it's technically the next day since the last little bit of video clip there I filmed, but this is where we're at. So last night I managed to get the rest of the coolant lines disconnected. I restuck this one down here, the lower one, just so it wasn't dripping. But got the coolant lines disconnected. This morning before I started filming here, I got this connector done. I got the ECU connectors up there undone. These 2 battery power lines that go to the fuse box. I believe they go down to the alternator and starter respectively. Yeah. I think I got majority of stuff undone. I got both lower motor mounts undone. And I just finished, just pulled this one out. Then the rear bolt is out, and then there's a cross member that went across, which is right there. And then there was also one that went across here that connected into this mount, these 2 bolt holes, and then that big nut and shaft right there, or nut and bolt. Yeah, whatever, you know what I mean. But yeah, so that's that. I did take off, there's actually this big nasty weight thing that sits right here. So right there, those 2 bottom bolts right by the axle shaft stub hole, and it's the output shaft for the transmission. That's actually where the transfer case bolts on. Apparently they put this like 20-pound weight on there so they don't have to change up the motor mounts. The motor mounts are the same for the all-wheel drive versus the front-wheel drive ones, I guess. So something I didn't know until I started working on this. I think I might see if I can find that little stub section of exhaust right there with the flex pipe in it, just because the flex pipe's basically shot. But we'll see. I may say screw it. But so yeah. Oh, and I got this. There's a ground wire that connects this little box there. I don't know what the heck that does, but it's a ground of some sort. So I got that disconnected. So I got to pull off the AC compressor bolts. I'm going to just try to get that, see if I can get it wrapped around up here so it's out of the way, or even just angle it. Because what the plan is I got the engine hoist in here sideways. I'm going to pick up on the engine so I can get it free of the upper mounts. I'm going to try to lower it down to the ground, probably on this piece of cardboard or a different piece of cardboard. And then I'm going to jack the car up so I can clear it. And then I'm going to slide the horks out, and that's how I'm going to get it out, because I think that's going to be the easiest way to do it. So that's the plan. I'm just going to start working on, I got these 2 tranny cooler lines to undo yet, but other than that, we're getting close. Well, there, we got the AC compressor is now sitting out of the way. Well, about as out of the way as I can get it without undoing the AC system. The motor is, let's see, mostly free. We just got this motor mount and this one over here. I got this bolt loose, so that's done. I just gotta get those last 2 bolts. I think there's 2 over here. Yeah, the 2 bolts there loose, or nuts, I guess in this case. And then I'm gonna hook up my engine hoist. I'm gonna get that in from the side, probably from that side actually, but one of the sides. Get my chain transferred over from this one, and then we'll pick up on it a little bit, take the bolts out, and try to gently let her down to the floor. And after that gets done, then we can grab the jack and we'll get this thing going. So until we clear the engine, then we'll grab onto the engine probably with another rope and yank her out from underneath. Yeah, that's the plan to go. I mean, we'll see if it actually works out that way, but I'm gonna get the time lapse going so you can watch me struggle in fast motion. Have it. Motor's out, or engine, whichever you prefer to call it. So yeah, I think it was somewhat easier going out the bottom. I had to take this little magnetic sensor out on the transmission because it was going to get ripped off otherwise. I just went down here. Yeah. Oh yeah. This line here puked some tranny fluid on top of it, but that's minor. Trying to think here. I thought there was a tranny leak, like the gasket was leaking, but it turns out I think this vent hose is broken off, and so it's right here. It's supposed to go up here. Kind of thinking that it was just when the tranny would get hot, it was spitting fluid out. So we should be good there. I'm gonna probably just redo that hose, get that fixed, and I gotta swap throttle bodies over. The exhausts get swapped over. Transmissions have to get swapped because they are different. Yeah, there's a little bit of work yet to do, but at least I got the bad motor out, so now I can get ready to put the new good one in. Oh, and I broke this one little vacuum fitting off there, which I believe is the same as that one, so that'll be fine. Yeah, the other motor's got 2 on it. There's only got 1, so I guess we'll see. There's some differences. There's about 3 years difference between these 2 motors, give or take. So yeah, we'll have to change some stuff out, but we should be good. And then I, of course, knocked my camera. Other camera died, and then I knocked the tripod over. So yeah, hopefully that's all right. But I think we're gonna end her off. Well, that's gonna finish up this video. Now you guys see what the motor out of that Mercury Milan's going in. Ford and Mercury are built by the same company, so they're the same motor. Just if anybody's wondering. Yeah, like I said, there's 3 years difference. The car is a 09. This is an 06. But other than so far, the only real difference is, the main difference I've seen is so far is throttle body and the exhaust. The 09's got an electronic throttle body. This 06 Escape's got a cable-driven throttle body. So, yeah, transmissions are different, obviously, because it's a completely different vehicle. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Hopefully get another video out later this week on this thing. But yeah, feel free to subscribe, like the video, and go ahead and leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching.